6409. Number into the show this morning. Johnny Jam, welcome to the program.
Oh, man.
What's going on?
I tell you what, Gibbons is back in the saddle again now. He was there Wednesday night. He was
good.
He'd sit in, man. Thaddeus would want to break, so Gibb would go up and hit. He's a magical guy. He healed quick.
Yeah, he did.
But
Thank
he
goodness.
had 77 trombones today, man.
I thought he was 75.
Trick is, he was born in 1842, right around the time Mount Carmel opened. And
you get a birthday every 2 years.
Well, no. Boy, good to be back.
Oh, good to have you, buddy. Boy, tell us a little bit. Of course, Johnny Jam's got his own show. You're starting when? September what?
September 8th.
September 8th back here on
Saturday, 11 to 12.
Saturday morning. All right. We used to be Soul in the Bowl. Yeah, you're right.
Treasure hunt for the great food and music. It never ends.
No. And
holy moly.
And I don't know if you were listening, Johnny, but we've been talking, Gibbs been talking about it, and of course Greg's been talking about it, Paul Leslie's been talking about it, even Carrie St. Pay at Betnep's been talking about it. There is something unique in this area concerning the people. Ooh. And they put things together concerning family. Everything revolves around family and food and music. And it don't get much better than that.
Throw in God and country, too. You know,
all goes together, and of course, it's what we think it's part of what makes this area unique. It's part of the legend of this area. It's part of the lore of this area, and as long as we keep it alive, with places like what you're doing, and of course New Orleans is still there, and there's Patez in.
I went to Patez, man. That's
it's still rocking and rolling.
The Pacayettes.
It's still rocking and rolling.
My wife and I went, expected to be there 30 minutes, say hello to Nikki and all that great gang, and we danced to the Pacayets and Pacayettes for 3.5, 4 hours, man.
It's what makes this part of the country just a little bit different.
Just Wednesday night, it was magical again. Thaddeus Richard comes, and Jimmy and Roger George, and we had this woman, Christine. She's in New Iberia, came and sang, and you know, I had Miss Frost, Miss Tina Crone, people 90. People, a little birthday party for a little kid. People 8 to 90 were digging it. Gibb, like I said, the Gibb sat in. We got treasure here. Tony Hall the week before punched in. Guy comes play vibes, and hey, it's been fun.
Oh, let me tell you, I wanted to listen a little bit more about it. Hold on, we got to take this call first. Good morning, you're live, KTIB.
Gene Richard.
What?
What in the devil am I listening to?
Whoa, what's going on?
That ain't Johnny James.
Yeah.
Huckleberry Finn back in the group.
I hadn't heard his voice on the radio in so long.
You're right. I was thinking about you last week.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, I was wondering if you had some fresh coffee.
Yeah. We always got some.
All right.
And he drips it, man.
Over here.
He drips it.
What's been going on, Mo?
Man, nothing much. I listen to your show all the time, and I'm hearing Johnny on there. I said, man, what the... It sounded great.
Yeah, we got Johnny back on. He'll be back with his old show on Saturday morning, 11 to 12.
Okay.
Mo's going to be my
Soul in your bowl.
We're going to pick it up where we left off.
Down there now.
We're going to pick it up where we left it off a couple years ago, Mo.
There you go, darling. Gene, that sounds great.
Yeah, just make sure you bring some fresh coffee, Mo, when you come.
I'll have some.
And some drip.
Look, y'all sounding great over here.
Great. What's going on up the road in White Castle?
Man, I just been busy. I'm babysitting 9 puppies right now.
9 puppies?
Yeah, my Jip had some puppies, and she passed away. And
Amy passed away?
Now, and they're 4 weeks old, so...
Oh, my goodness.
We bottle nippling them right now, and I said I'm here, my wife working. So it didn't take me but 2 hours. Of course, I ain't had nothing else to do.
While you were making coffee.
I didn't realize that. Amy passed away, Mo?
Amy passed away, Mo?
Yeah, she finally went away there. She was about 12 years old.
Oh, Boudreaux must be lonesome.
She just went ahead and dove on out on us.
I'll be dog. Yeah, I lost my dog about a month ago, and I tell you what, man, I got to get me another one.
I got one for you.
You do?
Oh, man, I got 9 of them if you want.
No, not yet. I'm waiting till after storm season.
I still got Boudreaux over here now.
All right, he's still around?
Oh, Boudreaux's still hanging in.
Boudreaux doesn't know he's a pit bull.
Yeah.
I know pit bull's a topic of conversations lately.
He sleeps in the air conditioning. If you go outside, it get too hot, he come back inside. He don't like it out there.
Huckleberry Finn, man, we got a lot of stories to catch up on.
Know that. We're going to do that.
The main one, Nicolas Cage went down, and Mo took him out in the swamps, and Nicolas Cage ain't been right since.
Look, let me let y'all go. Y'all got a good show going.
Thank you, Mo.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Oh boy, yeah, that's what I miss, man. Oh.
Well, it's exactly what we were talking about. It's people like Mo and people in this that make this place unique and willing to step up and do some things and say some things and what a treasure this whole area
Mo's
is.
heading out. He's getting them #1 flat leg crabs like Yaki does. And
Oh
man, he runs
don't
his
get me
lines. He just lives in the swamps. He's Huckleberry Finn in his 60s.
started. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I tell you, I put Nicolas Cage on the man. He took him out to his camp, tied to a houseboat, tied to a big tall tree. And Nicholas just thought he was somewhere else. And Mo did a number on him, boy.
Well, let me tell you, we've got more. We talk about food and music, but we've got the area, we've got the swamps, we've got the coastline. Hey, you still big in coastal restoration? You still kicking?
Oh, God.
Us too. I mean, we're talking about this every opportunity we get.
That's going to be a topic every week.
Oh,
so.
absolutely.
I got the Wetlands music. I'm going to keep playing. Dr. John's gotten he's took the dive. They all have.
The thing I like about it, Johnny, and of course you and I have been talking about it for years, but when you listen to Carrie St. Pé and you listen to Jerome Zarang and you listen to Wendell Curall, and we've had them on the show, we got a plan now. We got a plan. We just need to make sure that we go with the plan and we get it put in place because we got about 6 to 10 years to do it. If we don't, we lose it forever.
Wendell's got a good band, you mentioned.
Yeah.
He can't play the levy band.
What is it? South Lafourche Levy Band.
Levy band.
Levy band, yeah.
They were good. They were old-time rock and roll.
Absolutely.
All night. People want to dance. Gene, you remember much dancing we did growing up at the Woodman and everywhere? I still got music live from the Woodman Imperials, and I got a lot of live from the college. And now I'm getting a lot of live from Johnny Jam's Bistro. Greg's coming punch in.
Greg Dumas?
This Dr. John stuff.
Yeah.
Live. Oh, man.
Hang on a second. Good morning. You're live, KTIB.
Morning, Gene. Morning, Johnny Jam. This is Woody Falgo.
Good morning, Woody.
Good morning, Woody.
Hey, a couple of things. One, Johnny Jam's got a great place. My wife and I and family have been there several times, and Johnny did a heck of a job for our Rotary banquet also. I wanted to formally commend him on the air for that.
My great team. I got a good team.
Wendell's band at Johnny Jam's that night, and
Yeah, they're good.
boy, they're really
They're good.
But Gene, I'm calling in part because you told me last week
Absolutely.
to let y'all know when we open, and we're opening tomorrow. That's Cherry Books is opening tomorrow.
Oh, you the man. Thanks for calling me.
I've been wondering.
You're welcome.
I had a caller, while I got you, I had a caller, Woody, last day before yesterday that asked me, are you handling any used books?
Well, as of now, no.
Okay.
That is
All right.
something we're thinking about doing in the future.
Okay.
But as of now, with the space that we have, we're trying to provide new books, which, we don't have really in Thibodeau except a limited selection at the campus bookstore.
I got you.
There is a nice used bookstore in Homer called Ben Pace's.
Okay.
They do a heck of a job, but we'll be handling mostly new books.
All right, so tomorrow's the day?
Yes, sir.
What are your hours tomorrow?
9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay, got you.
Thank you.
Cherry's Books. Woody, thanks so much for calling and telling us that.
Take care.
All right, buddy. You have a good day. Congratulations and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Try to get out there and see you tomorrow afternoon.
Great.
Thank you, buddy. Bye-bye. Yeah, you're right.
Man, he's got a great
Another
book.
small business
He's
that you...
got a good book, though.
Yeah.
You
the
know,
Cajun Mariner,
we
you
were
read it?
talking-
Cajun Mariners?
I'm getting ready to. Man, he inspired
me. It's an awesome
the
book.
food offshore at that time. That's what I did for 10 years, and boy, that's a whole nother aspect.
Yeah.
Getting food
Yeah.
to the guys and feeding them really good.
Yeah, you got to remember...
That's the morale factor.
Yeah, and the rig is probably no bigger. I'm looking around at the studio, but a little bit bigger than the studio all over the building when you consider the deck, the drilling deck, and then the living quarters. Kitchen probably maybe twice this size, some of the ones I've been in.
Some of them
smaller than this, but
some of them are real nice.
Yeah.
As long as they got adequate equipment, you get the supplies. Alaska was a good example. We ate like kings. And that was a big part of it, you can put coon asses in different
Absolutely.
You got to feed them what they like.
We put them in the North Sea, and Woody's book talks about that. Of course, we had Woody on last week, and
North Sea.
yeah, well, look at the impression. The North Sea wouldn't be what it is today without Cajun influence. We went over there and showed them how to build the boats and to withstand the storms and the whole bit.
Yeah, these are these huge 20s.
Hey, we ain't talking no 4-foot swell, buddy. We talking seas.
And inside the stores, when they would go make groceries, they had their families there. The people around those areas would see their wives make groceries like Why do you have so much stuff? They shop by the day.
That's right.
We don't do that
shop
here.
by the
We
week.
make groceries.
That's right.
You
We
know?
make groceries. You make groceries. Of course,
Well,
my waistline shows it. But anyway.
Gee, you've been hanging tough.
Yeah, I've been, we laugh and joke. I really have been taking care of myself. Just believe it or not. I can't get on Debbie too much anymore.
Good story
But,
in living in the picky in the day. This guy recommends a lot of things.
Yeah.
And they're commonsensical. They're right under our nose.
And Johnny, the thing about it, and we talk about food, but we can cook today and still be healthy. We can eat good and still be healthy.
That's what he says
Yeah,
today.
you can eat good. I mean, heck,
Absolutely.
you can have steak, Paul Leslie. You can have some red meat. We can make a roux now, and we don't need oil. We don't need all that old saturated fat oil. We can do it with sunflower oil. We can do it with canola oil. We can do it with no oil.
Everything's coming our way. We
You
just
got
got to identify it and use it.
Yeah, if I'd have lived, if I'd have known I'd lived this long, I'd have took better care of myself
Mickey
along
Mantle
and
said
enjoy
that
it.
one, boy.
But anyway, in getting back to, of course, the bistro, open about a year?
December 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Got a year coming up.
yeah, it
Good.
was really rocky out the gate, boy. I left a team with 20, people I was with 20 years, regrouped, new team. The first few months were rough. Now we've turned the corner. I made some
Good.
good hires. I got young Sam Clausen from Thibodeau. Thank God he loves Thibodeau so much he had to move back. He's a fireman, really into it. Jared Kyle. I got some good people in the kitchen. Dean's been there 23 years. I put his pecan pie against anybody's.
Good.
Anybody comes eat Dean's pecan pie and doesn't think it's as good as they've ever eaten, no charge. I guarantee it.
You're talking about chefs and you're talking about your staff. The good and the bad of this area, we got great food. There ain't no half-ass cook gonna come in this area and make an impression on anybody. Because if you come in this area and you cook, you got to be good. You got to be good.
Well,
Because people know the difference between good and bad food.
Thaddeus Richard's been coming every week and jamming, and he's got his sidekick Mitch. Mitch, a big black guy, man, and Mitch has a reputation cooking around here. We're gonna make Wednesday nights a real soul in the bowl night. He's gonna fry chicken.
Now we talking.
Man, he brought me some stewed corn, smothered rabbit, andouille chili. I mean, the big guy, and boy, he gets you out right away. I don't wear no white hats. I ain't no chef. I'm a cook.
Big difference.
Well, not that
Big
big a
difference.
difference. It's just
I think so.
he stays within himself, and he's burned chicken back in the Golden Terrace days, and he's gonna be solo in the bowl night. And on Saturdays, he's gonna fry chicken all day.
Woohoo!
You come drink cold beer. We'll meet at the Goose before the show. After the show, people can come eat fried chicken with the guests, and they got many coming.
I wonder in many, when you talk about fried chicken, let's talk about fried chicken for a little bit. I can't eat a whole lot of it, but I love, what's the big secret with fried chicken? Crispness, number one, I think. It's got to be kind of crispy, not over
Throw this out
crispy.
there and get it out the way.
Go
Simply,
ahead.
a lot of people are using fried chicken without the skin. I ain't going there.
No. Can't fry, how you fry chicken without skin?
You can't.
That's where you got to draw the line,
I
though,
got a
John.
famous place that's doing it and offering it. Nah.
That's where you got to draw the line. You got to
Okay.
draw the line somewhere.
There's a lot of techniques we researched, and I watched the black women at Nottoway when I was there. And old Ma could make roux, make cornbread for 300, bread pudding for 300, fried chicken, all at the same time. And she was an old-time dredger.
Mm-hmm.
A technique that Mitch don't mind me saying, ice water. After the chicken's clean real good. And I showed him the juice. My juice is back, relabeled on all the counters. Just a little bit of juice sparingly and let it sit overnight. Now he goes into this ice water and he puts the salt, and then he puts the cayenne, and there's no better way for that chicken to absorb and get ready to dredge and fry.
Wow, just pass it through the ice water right before you fry it with some seasoning.
Now, I'm going to plug the sacred fluid.
Go ahead. Absolutely, got to have it, buddy.
But you don't need much. And let it sit overnight. But with that ice water does, it puts the right amount of sodium, and then you put your cayenne, and then that just really gets it in, and then you drain it good, and then it's ready to fry.
In my twice a year eating fried chicken, I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to call you before I do it, let you walk me through it one time. Man, I'm getting hungry, and we didn't have breakfast yet. Oh, my goodness.
Fried chicken without the skin, I can't go there.
I got to draw a line somewhere, and that would be where I drew it.
Philosophical decision, I got to make it, stick with it, But among other things, people are not I don't know, soul food's always prevalent, and that's what I do at lunch. I do my express lunches. We get people in and out. Some people like long.
Yeah, most people today like to eat and roll.
People got to come in. They're working. It's not that far. I mean, they can roll in. We can get them out. They say they want to be in and out in 30, 45 minutes. We're doing it, expressing them, and we smothering pork chops. We're doing chicken sauce because, things we're kind of lost in the culture. We're trying to maintain them.
Johnny, overall, and I know, we're talking about fried chicken and chicken sauce pecans. Overall, in your last few years, seen a trend toward healthier cooking, even in restaurants?
Yes and no.
Or at least a place on the menu?
Yes and no. I saw Commanders make a big move at research and development, and they came up with, I think, 8 very hard healthy items. The project lasted 6 months.
Ow.
They had to scratch it. You don't go to Commanders thinking
healthy.
Give me the butter.
No.
Give me the cream. I'm here. I'm getting
I'm gonna do it.
I did something on the front end for a week before I came here. No, we try to do the best we can. But there's just certain things, and it's moderation. Again, that's a great article.
Yeah, that's what Debbie talks about.
I got the living section to pick you today. Read this doctor's thing, man. He's playing a lot of volleyball, but exercise, even it's in moderation. Just move, and just watch what you eat, and eat the things you love. And you talking about different oils and things like that. And there's a lot of ways. When you do stocks, I'm a stock freak. Because Grandma showed me that at a young age. Never discard anything.
Absolutely not.
Goes in a stock
That's
pot.
right.
I love to cook big turkeys down. I get that stock. Then I, bone it, push the carcass, get all that other stock. You get your big colander with ice, and you pour all that stock over the ice, and blah, 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 blah. You see all those little fat globules jumping on the ice cubes. And all that ice that comes through that colander is really ready
to do, and the fat stayed on the top.
Fat stayed on the top, because you can see if you let it sit overnight, you're going to skim a whole layer.
Right.
And it's just a little trade secret that you just pour it over that big colander of ice, and you got all that stock. Now that goes in your jambalas and your gumbos. What goes in comes out. I hit a 20-gallon batch of gumbo the other day, and I could always burn a good gumbo, but really they've been commenting a lot. Then I got my hands, this couple from Raceland that always came to the Goose with some real sassafras. And I'm
off the tree.
And people were really raving this last week about the gumbo. Man, your gumbo's good, but it's exceptional. I'm like, hey, you get this sassafras. And the guy apologized. In 20-something years, he's gone from $2.50 to $3 for a nice-sized job.
Oh, my goodness.
I said, come on, buddy, and that's it, man. You have to have the ingredients to cook the foods we love. Cook them, share them with the people we love.
Absolutely.
And try to combine the music. Wednesday night was magical. I had a nice house. We're not really advertising it a lot yet, but people sitting back. It was smooth jazz Wednesday night, and this lady got up and sang. And I had Miss Tina Crone, like I said, 90 years old. She said, is she black? And the next song she sings, is she white? She was a singer.
It don't matter.
She was a singer. And Christine Carlton, and oh, God, met her through Vic LaFont. And got people coming out of New Orleans that I'd met. I went through the show in New Orleans for 9 months while the station was down. And we're going to bring in some really good guests. Eddie Zipp, people I hadn't heard, that produced Happy Days of Vernon Shirley, are still writing songs, wrote for Ray Charles, and they stay under the radar. Phil Everly, I met him in golf shows for breakfast on July 5th. We're going to get him on the radio. We're going to access a lot of people on the telephone.
You know who we got to get back is Tony Hazelton.
Tony's available anytime.
Yeah, when he comes, he's available. But he used to come in pretty often.
And he does.
Because I had him on the show and I'd see him walking, but I hadn't seen him lately. I'm going to have to give him a call.
Comes in, she
goes,
okay. My wife's boutique.
I'm going to have to give him a holler. What a treasure there, buddy boy.
Tony's got new songs. They just had an ABC special he was on.
Wow.
A roundabout way how people got to Martina McBride. And boom, boom, boom. And one of the linkages for one of these guys out in nowhere, they had a cowboy from Wyoming, was somebody getting somebody, and somebody got to Tony to do a song of Tony's. Well, Tony's got some new ones he's shopping. We debuted Who the Baby Daddy on my show in New Orleans. And we had the Songwriters Night at Oak Alley. It's a magical night. I'm going to do it at the place. You get 3, maybe 4 songwriters. And it's just a forum. You always hear, and that's my story, I'm sticking to it. People readily say Colin Ray. No, that's Tony Hazelton. Tony could have sang his own songs.
Right.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's a singer and guitar player. But the songwriters go song to song, explain it, you know, and Holes in the Floor, Heaven, man, what a song of the year. And these people are so down to earth and how they came up with the songs and what it did. Well, this one got my daughter through college. This song got Julia a nice new car, you know.
That's how they do it, and you gotta, and you know, they're artists, just like you paint. Some people paint, some people sculpt. These are actual artists. You're right. Tony Hazelton was an exceptional musician in high school. Exceptional.
Motown wouldn't have been the same without Barry Gordy, but mainly Smokey Robinson, one of the greatest poets of all time. Who, if you remember,
different.
I left it off. He recognized the good hook and soul in your bowl and ran with it. That's behind us now, you know.
Water under the bridge.
I had a friend step
Water under the bridge.
But these are the people, these writers that boy, they just come together. How they came together. Chris Christopherson's story.
Mm-hmm.
He was on an offshore rig, man. He wrote Me and Bobby McGee.
That's right. He did. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What a there's a where's the offshore rig? Right here off the South Louisiana coast.
There you go.
All the treasures locally, and I'm trying to get this doggone thing here. Go ahead. So you do this on Wednesday nights.
Wednesday nights we jamming.
All right. In the restaurant.
We got the core group: Thaddeus, Jimmy, and Rogers George. And it's all homegrown. Jimmy George is sax player. Rogers, the doctor just came in and he sat in, and he was aware, but man, he's seeing how great everybody's gotten since he had played with him. Rogers' drumming's impeccable. Jimmy just always blows people away.
You know, them guys.
Thaddeus has been around the world with McCartney, plays keyboards. He broke out the guitar he hadn't played in 3 years.
Wow.
And you swear you're listening to George Benson.
You know, when you talk about Jimmy and Rogers George, been around for eons, still good, still playing. Just another one of the real.
Sidney came in. We did a 50th anniversary of the Blue Notes. They all living. They all got up and played. Plus a lot of special guests that night.
That was some talent back then.
What?
Unbelievable. Still is. You're right. Listeners, don't go away. We're talking to Johnny Jam this morning. Pour yourself another cup of coffee. We'll be right back here at Oldie 640 KTIB. And welcome back, listeners. If you just joined us, we got Johnny Jam in the house this morning. Now we got Greg Dumas and Rainey's in here, and Boss Lady's in the house this morning. Hey, what? Go ahead. You've been dying to say it.
I'm going to steal Rainey's mic for just a minute. You got me up loud?
I got you up loud.
All right. Let's put all this together, what you guys are talking about this morning. Y'all been all over the board. Johnny Jam has a restaurant. Okay, it's on Country Club Boulevard. A lot of people out there don't realize that.
We're talking about that.
I know, but you never said where it was, Johnny. So tell them where it is.
Why is he such a stickler for detail?
Give him the station ID too in the middle of it, okay?
I like to think of it as a bistro.
I mean,
it's about design.
Now, tell him, Johnny.
But tell him where it's at, man. Tell him where it's at.
It's not a restaurant. I mean,
it's a bistro.
That's right. It's going to be a music venue.
See, you're wrong on count one.
Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît.
Nah. All of a sudden, he wants to come in here and take over the show.
I don't want people to know where Johnny's
everything it is. This guy comes in camouflaged all the time, punches in. You see the music you're playing? Man, he's got Dr. John live, Luther live, the Pacayets and the Pacayettes.
Now, who's the Pacayets and Pacayettes? We need to talk about that, you know?
Man.
Come on. That's Nicky Carrier and all his bunch,
The Pacayettes are the women. Gene, they do the hula.
I know, we've seen them before. They did the Soul Review with what's her name, Bernadette Dugas.
This is the best thing that's happened.
A couple of them.
This is the best thing that's happened to us in Thibodeau since the college end.
That's
I'm going to tell you right now. Sit down, Ray, so I can get off this mic.
All right, don't leave. I got to talk to you. The other thing is, listeners, while we're talking about that, we need to switch. You just need to kind of pay attention to what's going on around you. There's a storm brewing. I don't want anybody to panic. I'm just saying you might want to think about getting ready. You might, just in case, it appears, and I'll say this very cautiously, it appears the early models,
some of the models,
have it headed toward either the Mexican coast or the Texas coast, okay? But that big cone, once it gets in the Gulf, will probably include part of Louisiana. It appears that it will head west of us, but it appears, okay? These things are notoriously unpredictable.
I went to sleep thinking Katrina was hitting Pensacola.
Yeah.
Next thing I knew, my whole world's upside down.
Ah, tell me about it. Hold on. This is Good Morning, KTIB.
Good morning, Gene.
Good morning.
How you doing, my friend?
Fine, Al.
Man, I tell you what, I first want to thank you for letting me have Bobby Fletcher on yesterday morning. After I talked to him, I went on later on that afternoon to the office and got information on turf, because I just thought you cut grass just to cut grass. But I found man, I learned a lot.
Man, thanks for helping me. I really, really appreciate it.
And also just want to let your listeners know, if they go to alcarterlive.com, we have a link to the Bisco's Family Emergency form, as well as a link to the Louisiana Agriculture's Grab and Go box.
Okay.
And we definitely suggest them going on there early. And I don't think the dean's going to hit us, but it's always best to be safe than sorry. They can go to the site, download those forms, download that Grab and Go box, and they'll be prepared in the event something does happen.
Okay, that's at Bisco. I'm looking at the City of Thibodaux website, and it says family emergency plans can be found on their website. Please see the different forms that can be downloaded, including a special needs form. And if we go to your website, you've got that link also.
That's correct.
Great. Thank you, Al.
All right, my friend, y'all have a wonderful day.
Hey, you too, and thanks a million for yesterday.
All right, no problem.
All right, bye-bye. Al Carter. When Al Carter got my back, Al, he sure did give my back. I had to leave early yesterday for a meeting, and Al took over. Okay, Randy.
You ready for me?
I'm ready,
'Cause I
baby.
got some really important information.
Let's
you
have
guys
it.
need to listen up. First of all, touching on what you were said earlier, from what I can understand, right now, or lately, what they've been saying is Dean has been moving at a very fast pace. 23 miles per hour may
It's
not
fast for a
seem like
storm.
it's fast for a storm. And if it keeps on going at the rate it's going without being interrupted, that model shows it going into Mexico. But as you know, everything is unpredictable. First, when Dean first came out, one of the earliest models had shown it riding up the East Coast. That was before Aaron was developed.
That's correct.
So you can't really predict 5 or 6 days in advance. They can go anywhere from 2 to 3 days, but it changes. There's what you call, and if you see if you watch your local weather station, they show this cone.
That's right.
It's a margin.
That's right.
And in that margin, the storm can move within that margin, whether it's 4 north or 4 south, as the cone allows it to move. With that being said, we do have the 8 o'clock report from the National Hurricane Center. Gene, if you would allow me to go ahead and read that.
Go ahead.
As of the 8 o'clock weather report, Dean is pounding Martinique and Dominica right now. It's heading for the eastern Caribbean Sea. A hurricane warning remains in effect for St. Lucia, Martinique, Dominica, Guadalupe, and its dependencies. I'm going to scoot on down here and going to give you the coordinates for those that are already starting to track the coordinates, because Linda said Walmart and Thibodaux pretty much wiped out last night, which isn't surprising after listening to our weather forecast. Dean is, right now, they've got the Hunter aircraft has it positioned near latitude 14.4 north, longitude 61.7 west, 50 miles west-southwest of the Martinique Islands. Those are the little islands to the east of us over there in the Caribbean.
St. Lucia.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Dean is moving towards the west near 23 miles per hour. See, it's still moving very fast. This general motion is expected to continue with some decrease in forward speed. Now, you see, that's where we get concerned. When it slows down, usually in the past, from what I have observed, the slower it gets, the more time it has to build up speed. This motion should take the center of Dean away from the Lesser Antilles later today. Maximum sustained winds right now are clocked at near 100 miles per hour with higher gusts. Dean is a Category 2 hurricane. Stronger winds, especially in gusts, are likely over elevated terrain near the path of the center. Some strengthening is forecast during the next 24 hours. Hurricane force winds extend outward of up to 25 miles. They're talking about the size of the hurricane. From the center, and the tropical storm force winds extend outward of up to 140 miles. If you look on the map, you see that there's this big white circle, and that's what they're talking about. Now, they recorded that Fort-de-France on Martinique Island recently reported a wind gust of 87 miles per hour, while Dominica reported a wind gust of 64 miles per hour. So you get your regular winds, and all of a sudden you get that little, that'll knock something over, okay? They're getting storm surge of up to 2 to 4 feet. So I'm repeating the 8 o'clock position: 14.4 north, 61.7 west. Movement towards the west near 23 miles per hour. Maximum sustained winds are 100 miles per hour. The next advisory will be issued by the National Hurricane Center at 11 o'clock. And as you know, Gene, we're staying on top of this. This has been my top story since yesterday. Now, we don't want anybody to panic, right? It's still far away, but it's making a very prominent trip towards the Gulf, towards the Yucatan Peninsula. That's as far as we know it can possibly go. And I'm using my words very carefully, Gene, because I'm not a meteorologist. I'm just repeating what they said. But with that in mind, this is the perfect time for you to get ready. Go home, wash your clothes.
You don't need a storm to wash my clothes.
Well, they have some of us that do a little bit during the week because we work during the week.
Okay.
But then there's some of us that get behind during the week and we catch up on the weekend. Well, now would be a good time for you to go and do a couple of extra loads of clothes, okay? Also, it would be a good time to get all your important papers together, your insurance papers, banking papers. Get your digital camera. I have a camera that has a USB port that hooks up to my laptop. If you don't, get a regular camera that you can put your film onto a disc and burn it onto disc. Take pictures of your furniture in your house. Go through each room. Take pictures of all your valuable possessions. If you have any jewelry, do that. Put that on a disc and ship it out to your relatives outside of Louisiana. Take what Al said. They have this thing from Bisco where... Because the main problem we were one of the main problems in Katrina was that we didn't know where our families were. Service was down, towers were down, our cell phones weren't working, and we were flipping out, okay? We were over here in Texas. You were in Florida, you had said? No, where were you when Katrina hit, Johnny?
I was in Plaquemine.
Oh, wow. Well, you were right in the heart of it, baby. We were in Beaumont, Texas, because my mother-in-law is from Dulac. She has already had 4 storms hit her house and have 3 to 4 feet of water in them. And one of them, we came back. My father-in-law had passed away. She had to come home and clean up the house herself. Well, she did, she came home without her husband, and that has got to be one of the most heartbreaking things. I admire her, but she does not like storms. She does not like hurricanes. So when we heard Katrina was heading this way, she didn't want to be anywhere near the storm. We went to Beaumont. Imagine sitting in Beaumont, not knowing what's going on. We had my stepson's mom working as a nurse at Meadowcrest Hospital, where all that stuff was going on too, not knowing if she was all right or not. We couldn't get a hold of her. We were panicking. With Bisco, you can fill out all your information, let your relatives know where you're going to be at and how they can get in touch with you. That way, at least they know where to start looking.
And that was the biggest thing that everybody learned from Katrina was the fact, having been there, the fact that there was no communication. And there was just, that was the biggest gap in the whole thing. So this time, if something does happen, and hopefully this thing will stay west of us and everything will be fine. But if it doesn't, tell somebody where you are. Tell somebody where you're going. Leave a plan so that somebody can know where to find you. Leave some phone numbers. Leave a hotel room. Leave a location. Leave an address. Leave something so somebody can find you. That was part of the biggest problem with Katrina. Listeners, the only thing I can tell you is stay tuned to KTIB. Stay tuned here. We will keep you updated as best we can as the day goes, as the week goes on. Mr. Dumas.
Do we have a hurricane party happening at Johnny Jam's?
No.
Yeah, but what Randy said, and I plan on when I come back on the show, I always pay tribute to people we lose, and we lost a lot of people.
Absolutely.
I lost my mother the night of the storm.
Yep.
That was hard.
Forgot about that.
You can't get burial permits. The church was being redone. The pews were wiped out. It worked out great. She had all the sacraments at St. Philomena in Labadeville. We finally got a permit and we were able to bury it, but we couldn't get the word out to anyone.
No, it was terrible. It was horrible.
The best thing we had going was Luella was gone, still popping.
The main thing about all this, you talk about hurricanes, and y'all know I work for the Sheriff's Department, is make sure, if something major happens, make sure your family has got ideas where to make contact with you. If you get separated, if you're heading up north, make sure that Aunt Susie knows.
Somebody knows where you are.
You got a middle contact person where if Jean's in Grand Isle and Jean's wife is in Baton Rouge, you got Aunt Sally in the middle that can communicate with both of you guys, okay?
And that was the biggest problem we had after the storm was lack of communication.
illustrates why the station was so important and vital. I mean, I think the community really realized.
Oh, yeah.
I was screaming.
Oh, yeah.
KTIB.
Not only you. Yeah, you're right.
Y'all
I
man
almost
for 24
commandeered it.
hours. I remember I was giving you reports from Plaquemine.
Yep, we going.
Y'all up here 24 hours a day.
We're going to do generators this weekend at the place and get that squared away. And at least, it's like I told you yesterday, listeners, or day before. It's like a dog waking up for a nap. And he normally pricks up his ears. It's time to prick up your ears. It's time to look, just get around you, and let's just kind of pay attention to the weather reports and stay tuned to KTIB and Dumas. We are over time, out of time.
We got a big thing on the back of your truck. You got to travel all the way to.
I got to go load it, and then I got to go to La
What is that thing on the back of that
That's
big
a
truck?
trailer. I got to go put a skid steer on it. I got to go put a tractor on it and bring it to La
Start getting provisions and groceries together.
Yeah, it's time to start thinking about that batteries and.
We will have a party. I'll have a lot of food.
Change oil in your generators, stuff like that. But Johnny,
what time we're gonna be on Saturday?
hang on. When we start? When do you start? September?
September 8th.
All right, Johnny
11
Jam,
to
11 to
12.
12 soul in your bowl.
Sidekick.
Greg's gonna be with you.
I'm just the engineer, baby. Just
Oh my God, we're in trouble.
Greg's been punching in to these boards.
The clock, you mean?
No, what he's talking about is when Johnny has a guest at the restaurant, we plug in and tape all this, okay, or record it digitally. And
I thought he meant you were punching your time card.
Yeah.
And that's what that too. And that's what these recordings. You heard the recording when you came back from your break.
Yeah.
That was one of Rogers and Jimmy and Thaddeus. That was an opening for Dr. John, right?
That was Dr. John's night.
Dr. John's night. Oh,
right.
what a night! Such a
Oh,
night.
what a night.
And just having a doctor doing just him and the piano, the man and his instrument.
And you're going to hear that on Johnny's show every Saturday morning. You're going to hear some of
We
that.
still got the live music from the College Inn. God.
You know what Johnny and I were talking about real quick? Johnny and I have the probably last recording of John Fred singing Judy in Disguise. He did it at Thibodeau at the Civic Center.
Our second Music Hall of Fame.
Before he died?
And I'd plugged in that night. They gave him permission. We got him doing Judy in Disguise.
That one, I found out from his wife, there was never hardly any John Fred live tapes.
You're kidding me.
So Johnny
We
and I
got
got
John Fred live right here, telling Thibodeau how much he loves Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Stories like that will happen every Saturday morning, okay?
Great. Look forward to having him. Listeners, thank you for listening this morning. Randy, give me your gas watch before we go. Don't go away. I got to talk to you.
257 on the West Bank last night.
Wow.
Woo! Yeah, we need to start doing the West Bank, huh? Because the West Bank's the best bank, right?
Hey, Gibbens Robichaux. Good morning.
Well, there are only two things I want to talk to you about.
All right.
First of all, your voice. Now, you and Gene Richard and Roy Vickner have RVs.
RVs?
Yeah, somebody said, does Greg Dumas have an RV? I said, yeah, a radio voice.
Oh, come on.
A radio voice is what you have.
Thank you, sir.
Now, there's only two things we want to talk about.
And I will have to give credit to Roy Vickner for that because he was my first teacher.
He was, yeah.
Yes, I worked at KHOM many years ago, and he's the first guy that I walked in the studio and said, "Here's the news, read it." And I mean that was within 10 minutes of me going on the air. So yeah, Roy Vickner was my teacher, and of course Miss Marie and Ray Sadie also.
Did you catch that program that day?
Oh, Paul Cook too. Nobody knows who Paul Cook is.
Yeah.
He lives in Morgan City, but Paul Cook helped me learn radio too. Go ahead.
Did you hear the program we did with Marie and Roy?
Yes, I did. It was wonderful.
I have it on tape. Yeah, it was very, very impressive. They really, like you, are part of what KTIB.
You know what? You're ringing a bell in my head right now. I talked to Ray Sadie about a month ago. I was supposed to call him back. I haven't. So Ray, I'm sorry. I got to call Ray Sadie back.
Because he's got an RV too.
Yeah. Talk about that's Mr. Radio himself. There. The heck with everybody else. So we've got a new tidbits coming out. It's in the paper.
Well, it came out yesterday, but that's not
That's in the Chamber magazine. Is that correct?
Right, Chamber magazine.
Okay.
9 years I've been doing that. And I love numbers and everything. You know what? There's something in Thibodeau that weighs 16,000 pounds, and is very popular, and everybody's going to be affected by this thing that weighs 16,000 pounds. Can you guess what that is?
No.
The Nichols football team. That's a tidbit.
That's great.
No, what I really wanted to talk about...
You don't have anything to do during the day, huh?
No,
You figure this out. I'm just kidding you.
how coffee was invented. Listen to this.
What?
According to Arab legend, a guy named Khaldi was roaming the hills with his herd of goats around 850 A.D., okay?
850 A.D.
One day he found his usually quiet herd behaving very strangely. Old and young alike frolicked and cavorted, scampered up and down the rocky slopes, bleating excitedly. The bewildered shepherd hid and watched them nibbling the berries of shrubs. Overcome with curiosity, he too sampled the fruit. The effects were similar. Exhilarated, he joined the dancing goats.
Whoa!
And anyone passing by noticed Cali, and he too ate the berries, and they joined in the revelry. But that's how coffee started. And something like 400 billion
I'll
cups
be doggone.
a day in the world.
Coffee is a big industry.
Oh, absolutely.
That's you know, look what PJ's and CC's and of course the main one, the Starbucks have done.
Starbucks, and they raised the price.
Who would have thought that when you and I were growing up that you'd pay $4 or $5, even up to $8 a cup of coffee? That's nuts.
Yeah, right. That's right. Well, Gordon White, who owned the coffee table,
I knew
for a while,
Gordon. Yeah, I know Gordon.
He had a history of it, and he claimed they would drink 400 billion cups a day. Around the world, everybody drinks coffee.
Goodness
but
gracious.
Not one cup, you know?
Yeah.
We're 300 million people in the United States. You can imagine how much coffee we drink every day. Right.
At $4 a pop.
No,
No, not you, huh?
Well, Starbucks used to be a nickel for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Now Starbucks is $1.40 or something.
$1.40? Where you been?
No.
In Starbucks, whenever I go in there, I tell everybody, I treat myself to one Starbucks a week, okay? Because I enjoy, I do enjoy the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I know that Linda doesn't want me to build a big commercial around this, but the friendliness, everything about it. But when you go in, it's going to be $4. You can't walk out of there for less than $3.50, $4.
That'd be good, huh, to keep you awake.
It is good, but the personality and everything, and all the and the atmosphere in any of the coffee shops. You know, you talk about what is it, Dimitas on St. Mary, the coffee shop that what used to be Gordon's over there. You can sit down, relax if you're a student or if you're a professional person and you want to use the internet. You can sit there and do that. So that's a plus too. And
coffee has always been a thing that keeps you awake.
Right.
People want to. It's excitable. It peps you up a little bit, I guess, because caffeine is that way, you know.
Right.
But coffee is an amazing thing.
7:44 right now, ladies and gentlemen. If you're driving, please drive with care. Don't forget those school zones are happening still. If you have any questions that you want to ask Mr. Gibbens Robichaux, the studio number is 447-6409. It's a Friday, Gibbons.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, you work on Saturday?
Let's see. On my other job.
Oh, yeah, that's right, your other job.
My DJ job. Okay. I do DJ work, and I got a party going on.
Oh, wonderful. You got the RV for it.
The RV.
Yeah, if you want to take a break, that's all right, but I have one more thing.
No, tell me. No, we're waiting on Johnny Jam to come up right now.
I don't know where he is. I can't get him up at 7 o'clock in the morning, Johnny Jam. But the Tune Aces, I was talking to you about the Tune Aces.
Yeah, tell us about that.
About 20 years ago, when the Bayou Community Band was formed, which is a fabulous organization, thanks to Ted Hoffman.
Yeah.
Johnny Hoffman, Vernon Barrio, Carol Hebert, and Ellis LaRose formed the Barbershop Quartet, and they won some regional contests. You know what barbershop quartet music is?
Yeah, harmony without music.
You can sing in an elevator, you can sing anywhere, in a closet.
Right.
There's no background, there's no necessary for have a piano or anything.
Right.
Well, they got back together at my insistence. I said, why don't y'all get together and we'll put you on the December concert for the Bayou Community Band, December 21st. Well, they got together. In fact, they went up. Vernon lives in Mississippi. They went up there and spent a couple of days. But, Greg, you ought to see these guys perform. Not just hear them, but to see them, how professional they are.
Yeah.
So
that's an art.
It's art.
That's an art. You know, and they're going to perform here again in December, you said?
Yeah,
okay.
Well, with the community band. We're going to talk to Gene about that and have them on. I like for them to sing in the studio.
I bet you they will. Do you remember the days when we used to have people sing in the studio and have, we used to have a whole church service
up
here,
my nephew, Dr. Will Robichaux, came up with his accordion one time and played. And I said, we need some music.
And boy, does he play good.
He's fabulous.
Only guy in Thibodeau that owns an accordion besides me, and I can't play it.
What do you play? What instrument do you play, Gene?
I play
the voice.
I play the CDs.
The CDs. Yeah. The Bayou Dixieland Band was another famous group of men, 8 men.
Right.
If you've ever been to Hoffman Music recently, Billy Leday did a mural of Hoffman Music.
Uh-huh.
Of those 8 men. and it's up on the wall.
Now they have a CD out too, don't they?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
I produced it, yeah.
And you did?
Yeah, it's about 8 or 9 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they done real well with that. But the Dixieland band, the piano player died. You remember?
Yes.
Well, I forgot his name. But Will Robichaux may sit in for that.
Oh, well, good.
And we'll get for Thibodeauville. We're going to get the By Dixieland band back in operation.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Excellent. That's a and for people it's an exciting bunch of musicians that are very brilliant. You mentioned the quartet again. I'm getting back to that. I heard a name in there that was familiar. Johnny Hoffman. Is he is he still doing comedian?
You know,
comedy act?
he still goes out and does that. And you know, Johnny and I were in the same class. You're not going to believe this because I look so young.
I know.
But we in
By the
May-
way, happy birthday. Okay, it was your birthday last week.
Yeah, don't tell anybody how old I am. But in May, Johnny and I and 4 or 5 others celebrated our 60th school class reunion.
And where was that?
We graduated from at the Bistro. We graduated from Thibodeau College in 1947.
Thibodeau College.
Thibodeau College.
Now, Thibodeau College, was that a high school at the time?
Yeah, it was a high school. They called it a college for some reason.
Yeah. And where was the location of that?
Right across, down the street here. You know where Blake Court is? Blake Court.
Yeah.
Well, that's was Thibodeau College property.
Oh, okay.
And it was given by Mrs. Blake for that purpose.
Oh, okay.
But what's her name? Betsy? Betsy blew it away.
Oh, really?
That's when they moved over to Thibodeau Central Catholic, see?
Yeah.
But it was $3 a month to go to school there. And we graduated when we were 16. I was 16 years old.
Was that because it had 11 grades instead
Only
of
11 grades. And
my
if you were born,
parents...
see, I was born in August.
Right.
So I graduated when I was 16.
Oh.
And I married when I was 12.
Oh, come on.
You know, I've been married.
No, you didn't get married at 12 years old.
I met her when she was 13. Don't tell my granddaughter.
Yeah.
But those days were different, you know.
Yeah, they were. They were.
But music is the magic of the soul, and Thibodeau's got some fabulous musicians. Next time I come home, we're going to talk more about that. But let me tell you one more thing about the Cherry Books. You heard about Cherry Books?
Tell us about it. I know, but I want to tell.
I went yesterday, and it's just an absolutely beautiful place.
Look, before you get into that, let's go to the phones right now and see what we can pick up as far as a tidbit on the phone. Good morning. You're on KTIB.
Good morning, Greg Dumas.
Good morning.
Johnny Jam.
Hey, John. How you doing this morning?
Been better, been worse.
Sounds like you're a little under the weather this morning.
No, not under the weather, in the weather.
Well, now we've got all three guests are here now. Okay, so John, we miss you being in the studio, but we understand you got a job that makes you stay up late sometime and can't make it in. So I
had people until after midnight, man.
Really?
Start to come home at 1 o'clock and go to sleep at 1:05.
I hear you. That's why I got out of the restaurant business after 4 months.
Yeah.
I predicted that, huh?
Yeah, you did, Johnny. When I was asked by after I sold my business down in New Orleans, I had a restaurant call me and asked me to come manage it for him, and I said, "Well, I've never done any restaurant business."
Yeah.
They said, "Well, you owned a business, you can do it," and I didn't know what I was getting into. People, if you go to a restaurant, you don't understand what people like Johnny and managers and owners of restaurants have to go through, because it is a grueling job. It's 18, 19 hours a day, right, Johnny, if you do it right?
Well, yeah, but maybe not 18, but about 14.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, listen, real quick, we've got your show coming up, man, on KTIB on Saturday mornings. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm pumped up, man. I'm running around everywhere I go. I'm telling people, and a lot of people remember the show like they remember parts of the show better than me. You know?
He sounds like Dr. John.
Certain shows, certain guests I had, the ins and outs of certain guests, and the guests are going to keep coming. We're going to tunnel from New Orleans. We're going to bring in a lot of treasure that I met there, and just all our local people. The other night was all local, man.
Yeah, we're talking about the other night at the restaurant, but that you had some jazz musicians play, and we're going to have that type of music on the show here on KTIB 640 AM every Saturday morning. What kind of time are we looking at for that show, Johnny?
What you mean, Saturday morning?
Yeah, when you going to start?
At 11.
11? Okay. And that starts in a couple of weeks, right?
September 8th.
Excellent.
Oh,
you know, Gibbons just said, I don't know if you heard him, but he said that it sounded like Dr. John on the radio. You see what it is Johnny Percle is channeling Dr. John through his voice.
That's exactly what he's doing, huh? He sounds just like Dr. John.
Gibbons is from 1812. He remembers everything.
He said I was born in 1812.
Gibbons supervised Mount Carmel being built.
Yeah, come on, Johnny.
You supervise what?
Mount Carmel Comedy says Mount Carmel. Right across the street from where I
when it
live.
was being built.
Yeah. Johnny, you got to get some sleep, Johnny.
Yeah.
You're going September the 7th. Now, you go to bed early because you got to get up and come over here, yeah?
September 8th, Gibbs.
Yeah, but the night before, you got to get some sleep.
The night before, you got to get some sleep.
If you
said.
sound like Dr. John at 11 o'clock in the morning, I don't know what we're going to do with you.
Hey, Huckleberry Finn came in the house yesterday, Ma, Gibbs.
Yeah, oh, yeah?
Yeah, Mo came, man.
He's something else.
He was on time, boy.
Yeah.
He's passing out his goodies to...
He sends out some emails, yeah. I understand he had 9 puppies, is that right? He's trying to feed 9 puppies. The mama died or something?
Yeah, the mama passed away. She couldn't handle it.
9 puppies.
And they spoon, just like they did the squirrel Rocky. They feeding all them puppies, but you know.
Yeah, right, that's right.
And they're getting close to finding good homes.
Uh-huh.
So it's better to save animals, you know. It's the right thing to do.
That's right.
So, Gib, how you feeling, man? You're looking good today.
Who's that?
You.
Me? Hi, I'm looking good. You got a TV? You ought to see Greg Dumas. Greg Dumas.
I got your favorite special tomorrow night, but I'll tell you off there.
Okay. If I don't go to Grand Isle, I'll be there.
You're not gonna be able to chew the bones in front of your wife now.
Oh, that's great, man.
You know?
Here's something else, Johnny. Keep that bistro going, boy. Now go back to bed.
Trying to, people like you and Greg and the music. It's about the music. It's not about us.
Yeah.
It's about the music.
Music, that's right.
And that's what the whole show's about, John. Soul in your bowl on Saturday mornings, right?
Treasure hunt for the great music and food. And Greg, it's exciting to be teaming up with you, man. We've been nibbling at this for like more than a decade. You know,
and I was talking about yesterday morning some of the stuff that we've put into the can. But for the new people that haven't heard us on KTIB when John was on, John used to put on, and he still probably will later on, the Thibodeau Music Hall of Fame, which he brings in artists from all over that have lived here or have been a part of our community. And we've done that once a year. It didn't pull it off last year, but we're going to try to do it again. And John brings them in, and we record them, and we've got all those recordings saved. So that's going to be part of John's.
We got John Fred's last performance.
That's what That's what I talked about yesterday morning when John Fred was here at the Civic Center.
We got Gibbons.
Yeah, I was the first
one.
one.
Inductee into the Music Hall of Fame, Gibbens Robichaux.
That's right. Thank you, Johnny.
Well,
and Tony Hazelton, huh?
Yeah,
me and Tony, yeah.
Sidney George. We're waiting on the Civic Center to give us the green light that the roof won't fall on.
Yeah.
Well, according to D. Richard, who was on the air with us a couple of days ago, he said it's looking good. The Civic Center is getting put back together, and looks like it's gonna happen, John.
Yeah.
Hey.
We're hoping to have
First one back, Gibbons. It's going to be a Hall of Fame reunion.
Yeah, good. Whenever you're ready.
So, Greg, that means you and Benny got to get together, too, you know?
That ain't going to happen.
Yes, it is.
I don't have enough energy like I did when we talking about Benny Musso and I.
Benny,
we'd come on stage and do a
I remember that.
Blues Brothers routine.
Blues Brothers thing, huh?
Boy, that took a lot.
Oh, I remember that. Y'all were great.
If you don't come, I'm going to have to send the Pacayette and you're playing.
Pacayette, yeah.
I think she's not going to let us snooker anymore, I don't think.
We're talking about my wife, who don't like to be talked about on the air, Johnny, okay? So
really?
She's an honorary Pacayette.
She just says that. She loves that.
Anybody wants to come see a picture, I got it live in the bistro. It's up on the wall.
Yeah, uh-huh.
She's an official Pacayette for life.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Listen, so we're looking forward to getting short on time right now at 7:55.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to having you on the air with us on not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. Is that correct? 2 Saturdays from now?
That's exactly right.
Right here on KTIB.
Right after the Saints beat Indianapolis in Indiana.
Yeah, right. That's right.
There you go, John. Well, listen, to you and Gibbens Robichaux, I appreciate you coming in this morning, Gibbons, and cooking the coffee for us, and I appreciate Lucy coming in. Don't forget, if you need information on RAD, she'll have some. And, John, we're going to leave with, I know you can't hear us on the phone right now, but what I'm getting ready to play, but I pulled up something from an eventful night at the restaurant that happened about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago. Dr. John was there, and I got Johnny asking for the encore on this. So let's give this a listen before we get out of here for dialogue. It's 7:56 right now. I'll be back. But this is Dr. John live right here in Thibodeau, and it's the only night, Johnny, I understand, that he would sing such a night 2 times. Is that right?
Yeah.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime.
Yeah, I was there. I love that song.
It's Gibbons' wife's favorite song, so.
So let's give it a try right now with Johnny yelling in the microphone. You want some more? Listen, here it comes on KTIB.
What do y'all want? Good night. Good night. Sweet confusion under the moonlight.
Sound, and we're going to have more of that on Soul in Your Bowl. I'm Greg Dumas. Thanks to Gene Richard for letting me be a part of this this great radio station for the last 3 days, and Linda also. And thank you for listening. I'm Greg Dumas, and you know what? It is Friday, right? And everybody, Gibbons, I'm going to add you to this. I'm going to open your mic up once more before we leave. I got one more thing I wanted. We're talking about restaurants. You know, every once in a while somebody wants to call out for a pizza. You ever done that?
No.
You ever call out for a pizza?
What you got to do?
Okay, this is some things when you order a pizza that when the next time you order a pizza, this is what you should do, okay? Number one, end the call with, this is a quote, remember, we never had this conversation. Number two, when you call the pizza place, tell the order taker a rival pizza place is on the other line, and you're going to go with the lowest bidder.
That sounds good.
And then ask if you keep the pizza, if you can keep the pizza box. When they say yeah, heave a sigh of, wait, I got to read this over. Ask if you can keep the pizza box. When they say yes, heave a sigh of relief. Like they're going to take the pizza box from you. Start the conversation with, my call to whatever the pizza place says, take one, and action. And the last one is, start the conversation. Wait, hold on, let me see here. Start the conversation by reciting today's date and saying, this may be my last entry. Leave you with that for a Friday. You guys have a great weekend. Gene will be back here on Monday morning. Thank you so much for listening. It's 8:02 right now. I hope to see you on the streets, and have a great weekend. Please take care. Bye.